Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Sheviit Perek Zayin Mishnah Bet. Over in this Mishnah, we're going to continue with another principle. Now, Harambam has a unique girsa in this Mishnah. We'll explain according to Harambam. I would say other girsaot are much easier to explain, but we're going to take Harambam's approach, and Harambam does deal with the the koshi, a little bit of the what's a little bit complicated in his grisa. He deals with it and explains. But there's another rule that we said regarding Sheviit. Something that's neither of these three, right? Not food of a person, not food for an animal, and not used for dyeing. And additionally, it doesn't sustain itself in the ground. Right, so it has laws of Sheviit. All the Kiddushat Sheviit apply to it, and also to the money if you redeem it. But there is no biur to it. There is no end time that you need to get rid of it by, nor if you redeemed it onto money, there is no time that you need to get rid of that money by. And what are these? Right, so this is the roots of the luf, right? The Palestina arum that we mentioned before. It's the roots themselves, also the roots of the mint leaves, and what we call spleenworts. Right, so those three. Also, additionally, these other two items, halbitzin and bukhriya. And Rambam says we're not exactly sure what these are, so I have no pictures for you. Now, umiminat sovaim, and from the category of the dyeing. Okay, so this is a little troublesome, and this is where Rambam has to chime in over here, because we just said at the beginning of the Mishnah that it can't be any of these of the three. It can't be food for an animal, food for a person, food for an animal, and it can't be anything that's used for dyeing. And over here we're saying from the category of things that are used for dyeing. So what are we talking about? So Rambam explains over here, this is really going back on last Mishnah. So last Mishnah we said that if it's a miminat sovim, if it's a type of tseva, right, and it's mitkayim ba'aretz, that was one law applied to it. And over here, our Mishnah is talking about a type of dye. It is a type of dye that's not mitkayim ba'aretz, and all these laws would apply to it as well. The yesh lahem sheviit u'demehem sheviit en lahem biur v'lo demehem biur. Right, where are these two items that I mentioned? Miminat sovim, hapu'ah v'harichpa. Right, the pu'ah and richpa. So it's a type of dye, according to Harambam, that's not mitkayim in the aretz. It doesn't sustain itself in the land. And that's these, what we call dyer's matter. Right? You can see over here the top pictures of what it actually looks like. And look, it's used as a red dye and dyer's weed. Right? These are two types of dyes that they don't sustain themselves in the ground. So the laws of Sheviit, Kiddushat Sheviit apply, but there is no end time where you need to get rid of them by. You have to actually get rid of them, get rid of even the money by Rosh Hashanah, right? So he says there is a law of biur that applied to these dyes. Hamim told him, Lahen en biur kavahomed mehem. If there's no biur for them themselves, then of course their money you don't need to get rid of. And halachas like Hamim that you don't need to. There's no biur for those two dyes themselves that are not mitkayim ba'aretz, and there is no biur to their money either. Right. So that takes care of both Klalim, the great principle in last Mishnah, and the Od Klal Am, the other principle that was mentioned in our Mishnah.